Hello there team. So this is a 3v2 on Hobbiton. I thought it'd be kind of nice considering this will probably be the last battle that I upload before I end up going back to sea for a little while to do another Hobbiton, considering the first battle I uploaded was a Hobbiton siege. So yeah, I'll say that right at the start. I was going to talk about it at the end, but yeah, I'll be disappearing sometime mid next week for, as I say, either between 6 weeks to 3 months, and then I'll get back cracking to it. When I get back, I'm hoping to put a bit more time into my videos. What I've generally gone for right now has been a lot of just make a video and get it out there with sort of minimal editing. But minimal or no editing in some cases, in a lot of cases actually. But when I get back, I wanted to do a lot more editing and as I say, put a bit more effort into making the videos. Right now, I've just wanted to get stuff out there. So I've gone for a pretty weird army. I'm actually going to do mine last because I want to talk about it a bit. Over here on the right, I've got Lyndon being played by the Vengeful One. So he's got some Mythlon Marines here, some Mythlon Nobles, which, yeah, definitely on a lot of sieges, probably not so great, but Hobbiton, you've got a lot of maneuverability. So then some Mythlon Swordmasters here in the back, 4 Lyndon Pikes, some Harlenden Infantry. Up at the front, some Harlenden Guard, some 4 Lyndon Pikes, Harlenden Infantry there, 4 Lyndon Pikes again, some more Swordmasters, more Harlenden Infantry, some 4 Lyndon Pikes, Harlenden Guard again, Noldor Guard. I think that's about it. It's probably got something hidden in these trees that I can't see. Yes, he does. Some Noldor Guard that are actually hiding there. Pretty exceptional for what you would really expect from Lyndon, but not much cover to advance under arrow fire, so that's a good way to mince him. Over here on this side, though, I do have Khazad-dûm. Now, this was something, it's definitely having an elven faction and a dwarven faction on the attack is pretty powerful, so to say the least, especially Khazad-dûm. But it's still an exciting fight. 3 Orc Hunters of Khazad-dûm. Up at the front here, 4 Warriors of Khazad-dûm with the armor upgrade, actually. So as you can see, I don't know. I do like the armor upgrade, but you know they do look pretty cool without it anyway. Some sentries of Khazad-dûm here, 3 of them, 4 of them even. Then Sons of the Fallen. Sorry about that TeamSpeak beat. Some Legion bodyguard there. Is that what he's got as general? No, it's not. Back here, some more First Legion Pikes. Actually, sorry, some First Legion Pikes. All the rest are sentries. Some Mithril Guard and some Guards of Khazad-dûm. So that's where he's got his general. And over here, I am playing as Cardlin. Now, what I've been wanting to do as Cardlin for a while now is try out what I'm generally calling like a bandit list. There are reasons for that I'll talk about afterward. But this is really just bandits and mercenaries. So mercenary cav here with a melee upgrade and an armor upgrade. You can't really tell that they've received an armor upgrade, I don't feel, but they have done. Because that's the 2 units of mercenary cav I have are my only anti-cav force, so I really wanted to beef them out. Some Gwaithlo trackers here. I felt the Gwaithlo trackers kind of could give the impression of being, you know, outlaws, much more so than any of the other units, any of the militia units for Cardlin anyway. Some mercenary guildsmen here. I've got 4 of them overall. Mercenary war chiefs in the back. Sorry, that was a Discord noise from me too. Dunedain Rangers again. Like Dunedain are of course not going to be outlaws, but the hooded archer individual, and then the Aaron Vorn Axeman. First time really trying them out en masse. Thieves of Tharbad, of course. I use thieves just about every opportunity I can in a siege atmosphere anyway, but the bulk of my army are these bandits. I've gone 4 units of the bandits, gone slightly into the red limit for them, but I wanted them to be the bulk of my army. Similar Aaron Vorn Axeman. The other unit of mercenary cav here on this side, 2 units of mercenary guildsmen. Say the other 2 are over here. The other two Thieves of Tharbad, again, I went into the red limit a little bit with Thieves, but not too bad. They're not actually too expensive anyway, so Mercenary War Chiefs, 2 more Bandits, and some more Waithlow Trackers. So I've got the bulk of my force on this side, and or at least the 2 Thieves of Tharbad, who are my main real damage dealers. So that was where I was going to put most of my focus. These guys can kind of run about a bit if they really want. But as I say, my main reason for making this sort of bandit army and testing it out is because I really want to, at some point, do a kind of Battle of the Bywater reenactment when the Hobbit faction comes out. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, which the Battle of the Bywater, of course, being the final battle of the War of the Ring between the Hobbits of the Shire up against a bunch of ruffians led by Saruman. So I wanted to do something like that with, say, a bunch of the bandit units, maybe even say the bandit javelins from the other faction versus a bunch of hobbits. I'd do it on, say, like really small unit sizes just to get the, because it really wasn't a big battle. It was about, say, 200 hobbits versus 100 ruffians. So I just think it'd be something kind of fun. Some Foresteran Knights here by Frodo, mixed in with these Foresteran Defenders mixed in with these Arthedain Pikes. And he's got that same situation all the way through the line here, so this is a tough formation to break through. Up front, these Arthedain Marksmen. In the back, it's tough to see through some of these trees, a lot of units hiding, of course. Some Gondor Spearmen, so we do have Arthedain and Gondor. So Bloodbath McGrath, they're leading them. The Bandabras Archers, we do have some Hobbits on the field. Ramis Echor Garrison. Some Ithilien Rangers, Wardens of the North, hiding up there. Was that 1 or 2 units? No, that's just 1 unit of the Gondor Spearmen with 1 level of armor upgrade. In the back here, some Knights of Numinous. Again, my noises, sorry. Ramis Echor Garrison. Some Nimble Lothian Honor Guard there. Wardens of the White Tower. Some Guards of Osgiliath held here in reserve, and the Elisar's Vanguard too. On this side, Numinous Gate Guards. Caer Andros Marksmen, 2 of them. Peligar Marines, Fountain Guard. Some more Ramis Echor Garrison, but archers. Civilians, and the veterans of Osgiliath. So, kind of out there on their own, without any... the Gandalf's retinue bodyguard guard them from some cav, but they of course would have seen what we had in the first place anyway. So they're opening fire immediately, as we can see. And we'll just jump into it. So we did plan this out between us. I did ask the team, is anybody going to rush? And I can never really say if this is Lasso or if this is Vlasov. So, but it's one of the two. He's charging his dwarves of Khazad-dûm up, and he did say, I'm going to be rushing. Now, this was a big goof from me. As you can see from the deployment phase, my deployment zone actually finished up here. So I should have deployed my, say these Waithlow Trackers, a unit of Guildsmen, or a few other things. I should have deployed them here instead of deploying on the other side of the bridge. That was just a little goof from me, just so that I could have responded a bit faster, because the warriors of Khazad-dûm really launched themselves into melee before I'm anywhere near able to support them. So I get the Waithlow Trackers up, not too much damage from their firepower, but firing into the flanks of some of these forces, I'll be able to do some damage with that. Good volley from those guys. There'll be a lot of these warriors of Khazad-dûm going down from that. And as I say, they're even though they're just standard infantrymen, they're dwarves, so it's worth it, I would say. That force is more than halfway taken down now, before they've even made contact with these Zundan peacekeepers. The rest of the line is actually looking like it's going in our favour, even though there is this pike line throughout most of it. Where you can see the pikes fighting, they are seeming to have control. But the sentries will turn that around. Sentries, of course, soaking up arrow fire. My main goal here is to try to get as much as I can across this bridge as quickly as I can, strike the flank. He's responding with these peacekeepers and the Gandalf retinue bodyguard. But I get the mercenary cav up. I'm rushing my other mercenary cav unit over here, because as I said before, I've got no spears in this army. The only anti-cav force I have are my own cavalry, so I need them compact together if I'm wanting to stand a chance up against the Knights of Innuminus. So, rushing on my guildsmen. The main goal of getting those up there was just to give my mercenary cavalry a little bit of a hand here up against these Gandalf retinue. Of course I don't have any sort of anti-cav bonus, it's still 100 men swinging their swords at you. So we take out a few of them. Shots coming into, as I say, the backs and sides of these men. Dunedain Rangers sprinting forward as fast as I can get them. They've actually already opened fire. With them I was targeting this position here. It's going okay, but maybe I could have found a better position for them. Say if I'd moved them up to here instead of keeping them back there. Main reason for keeping them back there was I wanted to keep them safe, but yeah. So there isn't enough to hold me back here, so I can move around. You see the dismounted Knights of Innuminus are coming down to respond to me. And without any elite forces down here, that's going to be a real pain in the ass. Got the thieves who could maybe hold them back a little bit, do some damage to them, but no, it's I've got nothing in this army that can match these Knights of Innuminus. So I get a downhill charge with the Axemen. I think we pulled that off relatively well, but you can see they are getting cut to pieces. But since I've locked them in place, I can take my guildsmen. Oh, okay, no, maybe it's not them. I was going to maybe take my guildsmen and get around to the back. That's what these guys do. Mercenary War Chiefs, probably one of my more skilled units, with the exception of the thieves, of course, so getting them stuck in there. The guildsmen are trying to push their way through here. I should probably take them around the back and moved in this way. Charging into these Gondor spearmen. The bandits, although they're not very high quality units, they are still swordsmen fighting spears. So we'll make some damage. Now as well, the bandits actually gain a combat bonus in woods. Now something I don't actually know about Medieval 2. It's a lot more subtle in Medieval 2 than it is in a lot of the other games. But where does the woods area start and end? Like, are they gaining that combat bonus right now? If they are, then that's going to help them out. But do they have to be, say, right in the centre, or is this just not woods? Yeah, I do kind of wish there was maybe a little bit more of a sign for it. So you're seeing already a lot of bodies built up here. The dwarves are taking on a lot of damage. We're suffering more losses here than we're getting kills, and a lot of these losses are dwarves. Let's see on the other side for now. This is definitely not as heavily defended as the other side, so we've been able to push up and really take some ground. I've got my Gwathful trackers, just getting them up kind of, I would prefer them to shoot at my Gwathful trackers rather than any of these elves. Now of course they're not going to take the bait, but still, sometimes you can just get in the mindset of like, I need to rack up kills, so you're going to just target the closest unit. You're not really looking at winning the battle. Oh damn. Okay, I didn't know they don't care about stakes. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that.
Without their general, they may lose heart and flee.
I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah. So having his general on there is a little bit dangerous, but he dealt a good bit of damage. Interrupted their archer fire while he finished setting up. So probably a decent enough trade. And yeah, so we're overall just setting up here. I'm putting the vast majority of my focus here. That's why you're seeing a lot of these very macro tactics from me. I'm just lining up behind the Linden forces, waiting for a chance. How is that battle going? Mercenary War Chiefs, we're totally surrounding these Knights of Innuminus, but still, it's oh, not anymore. We were surrounding these Knights of Innuminus, but they're still going to cut swathes through us. Swathe through us. Oh god, that's not fun to say. Dunedain Rangers, I moved them up a bit closer. How are they doing now? Getting some kills here, but perhaps should have just halted their fire and waited for a better opportunity. Thieves of Tharbat have got stuck into the centre here, taking a lot of fire from these veterans. So they don't really have the armour, and they don't have a shield to hold out against that. So that's not too happy. Knights of Illuminus coming around. Slammed into my Dundane Rangers. Countercharged just because it was the only thing I could do. Got them stuck in now. Mercenary Cav getting in there to just swing their swords away. Dealing quite a bit of damage. I was really impressed with these with the Mercenary Cav throughout this. I know I gave them a lot of upgrades, made them a lot more expensive, but still, I feel that, you know, they held their own against the Knights. More Mercenary Cav there. So I think I think Frodo kind of loses micro on these guys a little bit, and I keep chasing him. I don't want him to get another charge off on me, so I just run off after him. Happy enough to lose my Mercenary Cav if I have to for it. Axemen running away. Orc Hunters still got some ammo. The Dunedain Rangers from Frodo firing on down at us. My bandits will get devoured by that sort of fire. Axemen on Arsanic. Didn't spot them in the... They would have been hiding in the forest, no doubt. But they've got an armour upgrade. I think they look great with the armour upgrades. So I do make a push here. I'm trying to just deal with these civilians who are kind of just interrupting our front line. So I just throw a unit of bandits at them. Oh, maybe that wasn't me. No, I think they were running before I even arrived. I was going to throw the mercenary war chiefs at them anyway. So now that I was here, I decided, yep, let's keep it all going. Let's try and see if I can. I wasn't really going to rush the town centre. I was actually wanting to come around the back and try and break this position from the rear, or at least have it pull something off the front line to answer to me. But these Elsar's Vanguard move in to answer my movements. Guards of Osgiliath kept in reserve. They're coming up to set up a position. We're now at 49 for 53. Was that an accidental charge? I don't think that was their target. I think I had them targeting something else and they just ran into that. That's unfortunate and, well, just silly for me. So I see this going down and I think, right, well, I either use these guys, I give them support, or I lose them. So get these bandits sorted out and I get them moving up to try and flank around the side of these Osgiliath guard. Not many of those get enough retinue bodyguard left, and the Athelian Rangers are running on back now. First Legion Pikes probably come back from routing, or have just taken a lot of fire. Legion Bodyguard here holding out nicely. My bandits now not going to be able to do anything to these Gate Guards of Illuminus. Ooh. That was just Peligar Marine fire. Not a huge amount of hits there, but still. Going to be mincing us. So I just take my... Ah. So now I've got the only general left on the field. On my side anyway. So Mercenary Cav coming in just to try and answer to these Dundane Troll Slayers, not wanting them to fire off anything more. They get the guards of Karn, sorry, the guards of Khazad-dûm are getting backstabbed right now. If they could turn around, then I think they'd win that for sure, but these massive axes just slamming down on unsuspecting dwarves is not going to be fun for them. Warns the White Tower still in reserve. Fountain Guard, alright. So yeah, I tried to pull around for a flank, but the Elsar's Vanguard came in to answer me then. So I come round for what is the attempt of an even bigger flank. Is this the point I'm able to pull that off? Yeah, okay. You see, I thought that Elsar's Vanguard actually stretched at one point to stop me from being able to slip through that gap. But yeah, I'm able to come on around the side and hit the Elsar's Vanguard from the back. I see, it was this situation, so yeah. The thieves are the main thing I actually want to get around the back. But it's this one guy here that stops them from being able to just run on through. I probably should have forced them, but oh well. By now my Dundane Rangers are surely out of ammunition, and I think I've thrown them into the fight. Yep. Just about everything in my entire army had a metal upgrade. Even the Gwaithlo trackers and
The
such.
enemy is no longer. Our men have taken control of the city.
Those are his Dunedain
The enemy
Rangers.
are badly
Would have been nice to try and
They have lost half their
match
men.
his in combat with mine. Really sort of mixed up in this position. They do have the height advantage over us, which is a nuisance. A few bandits here just holding these wardens in place for a few seconds. They are not going to get a kill, I suspect.
Our men have taken control of the city.
It's a flank upon a flank upon a flank right now with these Ramsecro garrison coming at me. These Gwaithlo trackers actually had quite a lot of ammunition, and I wasn't actually too sure what to use them on. So right now I'm just targeting, I believe, these Fountain Guard. Mercenary Guildsmen, stretched out pretty far, but oh well, they're engaging now. Guards of Zagiliath now engaged from just about every side, apart from this one, and they're still doing well. They're doing okay. They will definitely rack up a few more kills, but their time is days are numbered now. Warns the White Tower, another elite unit thrown into the fight here that I'm going to struggle to answer to. But the Thieves of Tharbad and also these bandits, they're hiding from the enemy and they're also hiding from me. Totally forgot about them for quite some time. But the Thieves coming in for a backstab to the Wardens. This is exactly what I wanted. I think that they'll lose this fight, of course, but I couldn't let these Wardens freely backstab my Guildsmen. I needed to counter them. And absolutely point-blank shots, even though these men have great armour and a shield. I moved them round to this point at some point. I should have done it sooner, but they shouldn't be missing anything, so I still felt it was a worthwhile use of my ammunition. Guildsmen doing really well with their morale, you know? Maybe it's Thieves. I think the Thieves have an inspirational bonus, but it seems whenever else I use mercenaries, they rout at the drop of a hat. So they did really well today. Not to just run away as soon as they start losing men. And these bandits as well, certainly not known for their morale, stood their ground. I'm going to definitely try, as I say this is going to be my last battle. I suspect it will be. Unless I get on today or tomorrow, or maybe my ship gets pushed back, and I get a few more battles in, but I highly doubt I'll be able to get the time to record them. But I want to use bandits more. I want to use bandits more in, say, forested maps, or maps where there are patches of forests, and you know, come at people with my main army, and then try to find some way to engage the enemy in forests, or engage the enemy in places where these bandits will be able to use their upgrade. This is another thing, like, I just don't know what a forested terrain is. You know, they're all hugging that tree right now. Are they gaining a bonus? It's something I might have to ask people about. Just if I'm wanting to use these terrain benefits, I need more information about them. So as you say, we've got it at 74 for 84 now. It's still, it's pretty damn close, but when you've got Khazad-dûm and Linden on the attack, it's tough to hold them back, especially on a map like Hobbiton, which your defense is your height advantage. Your defense are slopes. You don't have walls. You don't really. You have a few choke points, but sorry for that hiccup. I don't know if that came through too clearly. You do have a few sort of choke points, say here, but not really. Like it's battle zones. It's not really choke points. So trying to hold us back was always going to be difficult. And say if we had been limited to the Orcish factions, perhaps that would have been better. Not the Orcish factions are unbalanced in any way. It's just
The enemy general lies dead.
good. So it's not they're unbalanced in any way. It's just that the every faction has a situation that it excels at. Khazad-dûm excels in sieges, I feel. It excels at pushing through positions and holding positions. So Gwaithlo trackers finally have ammunition being thrown in. Elsar's Vanguard still with 11 men left, but each man that they have now is totally surrounded. His Aragon's still alive. Damn, they do look good, don't they? Yeah. Just wish Wish I didn't have that dirt all over them. But yeah, no, I think Aragon went down. Starts at the far left of the formation, so coming in, that was where most of the fighting was happening. Swordmasters could be, you know, coming in to finish this off, but yeah, no, just let me fight away by myself, that's no problem. The final, oh no, that is my general. I thought that was Gondor, I thought that was Arthur Dayne's general there, but no, it's mine. But no, so as I say, the Battle of Bywater is something I want to try and do. Just I want to try and do like a small unit size battle that could still be pretty interesting. Just to see if it's terrible, then you know it's terrible. But I think it could be quite a bit of fun. And just get myself a bit more acquainted with a few of the Bandit units. I even thought about trying to, you know, use like say the Guards of Orthanc just to get Saruman on the field, but I don't know. We'll see what the Hobbit army can bring to bear to see if they do have anything that could beat the Guards of Orthanc. But yeah. So that was the last of the Dwarven forces, him being routed off the field. But as I say, it's Lyndon really carrying us through this now. I've got a few men left, but generally I've taken a pretty bad beating. The dwarves, of course, led the charge to what was the strongest defensive position that the defenders set up, so they, of course, took the brunt of it all. But Lyndon was able to come in at the end and finish it off for us. Harlan and Guard here still having ammunition. So is this... Oh, alright, no, cool. I thought we were just about the end. I'll probably pause it just to try and have a look at actually what I had left. Still five of these thieves. One Athelian Ranger running on back. But with these Swordmasters, we've just got things waiting there to... Marksman, just hanging out. Backstab to these pikes could maybe do something, but of course not. It's a bit too late to be turning this around. Wardens of the North still holding out.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
And I think actually this came down to the clock. These Wardens of the North were holding out a bit too well. Oh, one of my Gwaithlo trackers just went down. Yeah, so I've got to come round. I'm just marching my thieves all the way around just to get them into the fight. But we end up winning this by the clock. So I'll pause it for a sec. So I've still got these thieves here. A few bandits, some Gwaithlo trackers, some mercenary war chiefs. So apart from that, yeah, not a huge amount. So no, I'll just bring it to a close there.
But fate has been kind and delivered us victory.
Let me, yeah, so good. 2 seconds. So, yeah, as you see, I lost a lot for what I killed. A lot of that was the Axemen, who I didn't use. I definitely didn't use them how they should be used. You know, 7 and 3 kills respectively. One of them absorbed, as you see, this one that killed 7 absorbed a lot of archer fire, took them down. They charged in the main line, backing up a few of the weak points in the dwarven position. So axemen are not really something you want charging into the front of a pike line, but I just sort of wanted to put something there. And I did see an opportunity. I didn't charge them straight into a pike line. I saw something I wanted to target, but no, just didn't turn out too well. The other ones, those 3 kills were all Dismounted Knights of Annuminus, so I understand why they didn't rack up any more kills than that, but I still would have liked to have seen more. But as I say, I get it. I understand why. And for 400 florins, it's it's not too bad. Thieves, one of them here, taking a lot of range fire. That was probably the one on the left that I charged around to support the dwarves, taking all that ranged fire. Then my general's unit was used properly. That was the final unit that performed quite a large flank, and then this force was fighting the Elisar's vanguard for most of that. So all in all, not too bad. Bandits. So, 57 kills. Okay, the others could have probably been more, as you see lots of ranged fire received from these guys, but these guys not so much. I know they were fighting uphill for a lot of that, but still, and I think it was the problem of lacking AP and going up against Arthedain and Gondor that was causing that problem. Two mercenary war chiefs handled themselves a bit better again, and I think this one, or one of them, did get sent in to fight off the Knights of Anubis for quite some time, and then the other one was thrown into the front of a position, into the front of a pike wall. So no, I'm comfortable with that. The guildsmen actually performed really well, as I said. Usually guildsmen run away sort of as soon as a fight starts turning sour, but no, I'm pretty happy with them. Their shields, their decent armor allowed me to have a unit that could absorb a bit more firepower than most of my army is very lightly armored. Bandits with their tiny little wooden shields. So yeah, then Axemen, of course. Dunedain Rangers, 1, 2, 3 kills. I should have moved them up sooner. That was a mistake of mine. Definitely not doing that. They wasted a lot of ammunition a bit further back, not really getting proper shots. So, but you know, that's all right. Wasn't too upset about how they were used. The Gwaithlo trackers, all in all, for cheap archers, they did good. I was actually kind of impressed with how they handled themselves in melee as well. They did have a melee upgrade, but they did good. And then the Mercenary Cav, although it doesn't look great, that was Gandalf Retinue Bodyguard, that was Knights of Anubis going down, and at the end that was getting put against the Troll Slayers just to hold them in position. It was, I was really impressed with them, actually. They were, as I say, they were going toe to toe with units far beyond their skill level and their expense, and they were coming out okay. But all in all, as I say, Vlasov or Lasso was sort of our MVP there. I think the Vengeful one definitely could have been had Lasso sort of held back a little bit, but he couldn't just sit there and take archer fire. He had to charge in right at the start. So it's fair enough. It was just how it had to be. Frodo and Bloodbath had a really rough. Well, yeah, Bloodbath was attacking in that first battle as well, so that was kind of nice. It was, yeah, they had a really tough job on their hands. You know, had maybe Erebor. I don't believe Erebor can really hold back Khazad-dûm too long, but they do have heaps of crossbows. Maybe it was sort of the lack of like AP archers or something, but as I'm certainly not an expert with countering dwarves, so but no, thank you very much. As I say, I'm really grateful for the support for this channel. I've grown a lot faster than I expected to, so I'm really thankful for that, and I hope to be putting out, as I say, a lot higher quality content in the future, and keeping this going. Thank you very much.